Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, good news, Garrett Cole finally makes a debut for the New York Yankees. Unfortunately, Baltimore comes in there and kicks the Yankees' asses. There's no other way to say that. So we'll look at this series. Cole start, as well as the Yankees fans got a little bit scared with Aaron Judge getting hit on the hand there in the first game there. So we'll look into all that good stuff. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. And as you know, as I've been saying a million times, there's a YouTube version of the show you want to catch as well. Just dropped the latest episode a day or two ago. And kind of got into the Yankee catching situation, the battery mates there, and how they stack up against other catches and throwing out runners there. And we saw it play out a little bit in this Baltimore series. Definitely played out in that final game there at Fenway Park where the Red Sox swiped 9 bases. So kind of crunching the numbers a little bit, so I don't want to spoil it there. But, I don't think it's something that's detrimental to the Yankees, but we did see it play out, and there was some big spots in this Baltimore series there where they were able to steal some bags. So it is something that the Yankees got to look at. But overall, make sure you subscribe to both YouTube and this audio podcast. So Baltimore comes in here, and of course, we're all looking forward to the start of Garrett Cole there. But of course, he had the first game. But the Yankees, almost blew. Had a 4-0 lead there, and then of course, Clay Holmes coming in the ninth made it a little more exciting than you want it to be. But I just think that he hadn't pitched in a while. Again, he wasn't using the Fenway series, a little rusty, and plus now you're coming out with a 4-0 lead, not exactly a safe situation. So I don't put too much stock in that. But from there on, though, the Yankees pretty much just got their butts kicked by the Baltimore Orioles. Cole's start wasn't terrible. Now I originally read he was supposed to go 80 pitches. Looks like his limit was 65. Did throw 62 pitches ultimately, and 40 of them were for strikes. So it looks like he had the control. 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Did give up a couple of hits there, a couple of earned runs. It wasn't lights out, but again, for a first start, 4 innings, not terrible at all. It's definitely something you could build from. Just unfortunately from there, the Yankees, again, I said pretty much got their tails kicked. Now they would fall behind in that second game 5-1. And ultimately have a little comeback thanks to Giancarlo Stanton. Even though the Yankees lost the game, I guess he was at least the Yankee hero, at least getting the Yankees back into the game with a 3-run home run. And then later on, the Yankees trailing by a run, a big clutch hit, at least tie the score and get into the extra innings, giving the Yankees a chance. But as we've seen this entire season for the Yankees, extra innings just pretty much does not go well for them, whether they're on the road or at home. And this was yet another extra inning loss for the New York Yankees. Baltimore ultimately win by a score of 7-6. And then comes the last game where the Yankees just absolutely got their doors blown off. Louis Seal, which you knew due for a clunker at some point. You knew that was going to happen. Well, here it was by the second inning, had to be yanked out. Just gave up 6 runs. Yankees were down early, never really in this game at all. And Baltimore just let it play fast and loose. And the Yankees now got to look at the reality of Baltimore just owns them. They took 3 out of 4 for the Yankees a couple weeks ago in Camden Yards. Come in here, pretty much stomped the Yankees out there. I know the Yankees won the first game, whoop-de-doo. But you can just see that just the difference between both teams. You just see the way Baltimore plays. They have no problem hitting against the Yankee staff. Play fast and loose. Some home runs, but just hitting doubles, stealing bases, getting hits, making contact, making good defensive plays. Right now the Yankees are just a little a half game over Baltimore in the AL East, and it's probably going to be neck and neck for the rest of the way there, but it's got to be in the back of the Yankees' minds that Baltimore's just owning them so far in 2024. This seems to be the case. Put an exclamation point on that by dropping 17 runs there in the final game, which is, I think, Baltimore's most runs scored at Yankee Stadium. I think they scored 18 runs back in 86 or something like that I read there. So, again, a big statement by the Baltimore Orioles is coming in and stomping out the Yankees, and something the Yankees have to look at. You just look at this both teams right now, and you look at this Yankee bullpen. They just look at tax as well. And I kind of mentioned in the most recent YouTube episode that if Brian Cashman does make some moves, it's going to have to be with the bullpen. They're going to need some 1 or 2 arms here. I know they've pieced this all together and they've kind of held down the fort. And you see what guys like Luke Weaver, what he's doing, and Clay Holmes has been okay, having a good season. Got Tommy Kahnle back finally, see work his way back. But the rest of his bullpen, his guys been in and out. You got the Nick Birdies of the world, Ian Hamiltons of the world, Dennis Santana, who they had a DFA. Now Rob Marinaccio came up. And of course, he got clocked around in the second game there. As the reason why the Yankees fell behind 5-1 as they did there. So, again, this Yankee bullpen right now is not exactly stellar, not championship level. I don't think it's bad for the Yankees. It's not hurting them, but they've been getting beat up though over the past week or so in Fenway. We saw them get knocked around in the second and third game. Then of course in the second and third game of this Baltimore series also get knocked around a little bit. So the Yankee bullpen could be from being taxed. They get used a lot. And again, Cashman's been shuffling guys in and out here, and it's been working for him. But come trade deadline, though, they got to get some stable arms in there, the guys you could count on, and got to lock it down. Because again, what they've been doing so far, it's just you can start seeing the cracks coming through. Victor Gonzalez, again, not good yesterday. Give up a couple of runs there. Again, some of these guys has been all right for the Yankees, but you can start seeing the doors starting to fall off the wagon there. So Cashman's going to have to need to reinforce that. And, of course, then in the first game, of course, we got the scare of Aaron Judge getting plunked on the hand there. Now, he stayed in the game a little bit, but needed to be taken out. And, of course, Yankee fans were all holding their breath. This was probably the second breath-holding moment. The first one was, of course, in spring training when, Garrett Cole had this discomfort in the elbow, and we thought maybe we were going to lose him to Tommy John. Well, if that was the first hold your breath, this was the second hold your breath. Judge getting hit flush on the left hand there. Now, the good part is more on the hand part, like that bony part, not exactly the wrist. If it was the wrist, I'd have been more worried. I wasn't concerned at the time, and even Judge said he would be able to play the next game. Now, Judge did sit out one game, but I guess the only good news to take away from that, the 17-5 route game, is that Judge did hit a 2-run home run there, so it looks like he got his strength in his hands there, and again, it's just a little soreness. It looks like, he'll be able to overcome that. No big deal, but again, Yankee fans did have a little bit of scare there. And Gleyber Torres, too, actually hit a home run in the game, but then he needed to be taken out with a groin injury there as well. So that's what we stand there with the Yankees. So, you want to take the news, Garrett Cole's back, great. Aaron Judge, dodged a bullet there, but I know he had a break in anything, great. But, of course, the bigger problem is that the Orioles own the Yankees, and it's just flat out, we've seen 7 games right now, and Orioles are 5-2 against the Yankees in rather convincing fashion there. So, now the teams will lock up a couple more times this year, so I don't say the script is totally written right now, but you just see the way Baltimore plays fast and loose against the Yankees. I've heard even some comparisons of Baltimore, almost like the 2017, 2018, 2019 Houston Astros there, where you got a good young nucleus team that just, the Yankees aren't going to be overcome there, and you just hope that's not the case there, because, again, obviously the Yankees have their own plans for the AL East, and Baltimore, they got a good young team there, and they're going to be around for a while there, so the Yankees are going to have to find out the combination to that. So, Yankees move on from here. Because Ben Rice comes up, newest Yankee there that plays Rizzo there, so I just want to give him a quick shout out. Did get his first hit and RBI there, and I mentioned all this in the recent YouTube episode. That could be a blessing in disguise, because again, Yankees were getting zero production from the combination of Rizzo and DJ at first base. So at least Ben Rice could give the Yankees a plus there. We have a position that's actually producing runs and RBIs, so hopefully he could add to that. Yankees are another big showdown against the Atlanta Braves there. They're coming with 3 top pitches, starting off with Chris Sale there. So the schedule's not getting any easier for the Yankees right now. So in a bit of a grind. Had to face a top team in the Dodgers. Had to face a pretty darn good team now in Baltimore Orioles, and now Braves, another good team coming in there. So as the heat goes up, competition's getting tougher. Catch you next time.